You mentioned the numbers, and I'm thinking about the lawsuit right now that the National Football League here in the U.S. is going through, where they
Mm,
had this program where they're supposed to start hiring and making sure that every club, when they had to hire coaches, they interviewed people of color. And so they were still making the numbers. We were interviewing this many people. But it turns out after the last 10 years of doing this, they realized that if they do hire a coach of color, they let him go quicker. It doesn't get as much time as the other coach. And most of the time they're just interviewing so they make the numbers. That is culture. That's got to be pretty hard to do. But also, if we play the other side of the fence, there's a thing about being safe. And sometimes we don't want to change our culture because we don't feel as safe.
mhm.
I'm just wondering when you're doing a workshop, I know you do workshop and personal trainings and things like that, but I'm just wondering, what's your game plan to help coaches feel safe in making this change?
Yeah, I think part of the thing you have to address is why don't they feel safe? Do you not feel safe because you're up against change? Do you not feel safe because you think you may lose your job, your position, your rank, your power? So those are the type of conversations that's often had in one-on-one coaching. So depending on like the program, we offer workshops, which is more of a collective, and there's certain things people won't say. But I think one of the many, I almost want to say like blessings, or one of the great things I love about
Mm.
coaching is that in one-on-one, we get to hear the inner thoughts of people. And that's where you can really start not shaping, but helping people get a different perspective on why don't you feel safe. So in a group, people don't feel comfortable being that vulnerable and saying that. But in the workshops, we try to give examples. We try to put different perspectives out there so that when they go into the one on one, it piques their interest and they bring it up with their coach and can talk about that in a safe space versus in a group and collective where they say bring your whole self to work, but there are thoughts that you may not actually want to share because it's going against tradition. It's going against the change that we're seeing in our countries.
And that's the lack of safety there. You don't want to bring up the thought because, well, like the example you use, she eventually had to step down because she's getting too beaten up by it.
Yeah.